Welcome to our listeners. Welcome back with Aaron and Aradia on our Awaken podcast. Aaron, how are you today on this amazingly beautiful sunny Tuesday?
It is an amazing day on Tuesday. I'm feeling really good. I've had a great morning, got some clarity, did my beach walk, which I always love. And yeah, this is literally like the Gangsters Paradise of the South Coast, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
I
like
fucking live.
we're going to have to do
I
more episodes because there's so much that goes on like every few days for you. I think once a week is not enough. We're going to have to literally scale it back, do 10, 15-minute chats like every 2 or 3 days. So guys, you guys that are listening, I'm pretty sure there's an interesting story that's coming your way.
Aaron, legitimately in the book of Archangel Michael, who is the archangel that's the defender of God's people, right? That's what
The
his
protector,
role is.
supposed to be the protector.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And what does a criminal defense lawyer do? Defends humans, right? And in
Yeah,
that
but
fucking book, it says Garden of Paradise, and I live in the Gangsters of Paradise.
you so do. You
I
so do. So
know.
it's now, for those of you that don't know, Aradia's got a book coming out. I think it's going to be a pretty incredible book. We wouldn't even call it a book. It's literally
Wow.
so it's no names. There's not going to be any names. There's going to be a lot of stories. And look, Aradia's got an interesting past, like we all do. Every single one of us has a story.
Yeah.
And that shapes us as the person that we are today. You know, judge all you want, but I think at the end of the day, it's how you live your life, and how you live your life for other people as well. And that's where the lessons are either there in the past or they're not. So, Aradia, question: what's happened?
Yes.
What's that look on your face? You're like, oh my God. Don't put
I
your head in your hands
know.
just yet. Share with us.
Can we do
Um,
this one instead?
we don't need to pray just yet, but I know that someone will have some questions as well. So, guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments under YouTube because we are on YouTube. You won't be able to put any comments on Spotify or Apple Play, but yeah, make sure jump onto our YouTube and put any questions. Even if you have something that you want to ask Aradia directly, just put them all in there.
Yeah.
And it gives us a really good
Ab
conversation moving forward as well for the next episode.
Absolutely. And if any of our listeners listen to, something that I share and it resonates with them, because all of mine is trauma bonding, right? Like crime is trauma bonds.
Mm.
And they want guidance on just, oh my God, well, how would I deal with that situation? Or how did you deal with it? Or how do I not react? Or should I go to the police? Or should I contact a lawyer? Or, like that's what I'm here for, Aaron. Like I lived to be a guide. And a guide is literally someone that's just going to give you some guidance. It doesn't mean that I'm going to run your legal matter. Like, I don't
Mm.
want to run anyone's legal matters. That's why I refer people to my colleagues, right?
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, there's no legal advice here. There's literally ask a
Guidance.
question, a little bit of guidance, and really like, and we've said it before in a couple of episodes past that where your life is right now, being a criminal lawyer, really playing hard in the spiritual plane as well, having the courage to be able to write a memoir of your life up till now and the experiences and the lives that you've touched and the people that have come into your life. So we need to find out like what chapter are we at today and what's happened in the last 7 days.
Oh, I'm so excited to actually say as much as you just saw, like I put my head in my hands. It was closing out the final chapters. And it was freaky the other day. I posted on my socials how I was at my friend's house and I was mucking around. Aaron knows I'm a silly goose. We all know this,
Oh
right?
dear.
I grabbed
Where's where's this going? Oh no.
a
But hey, great.
fucking,
Look, hey, this is storytelling. We love it. Let's go.
yeah, I'm like, a menace, right? So I grabbed this book that was on the bench and it said, God speaks to his children. And her son, Ben, walked in. Ben rhymes with men. And I said, Ben, this is what I do with the criminal men. And I opened the book and it said wounded men. I was like, no fucking way. Then it went down a paragraph and it says, Jesus asked the lawyer. And it said, which three men? I was like, this is fucking freaky. So I was like, Carly, you need to film this. Anyway, the lesson, Aaron, that's what I'm saying. Women, please don't repeat my patterns. Um, is that I feel now, Aaron, that it's healed and sealed. And we know, and look, shout out to him, Luke James Grant, the fellowship. He's a men's mental health coach. He obviously doesn't preach spirituality. He doesn't speak to dead people. He speaks about his father, but he doesn't connect with the dead, right?
Mm.
That one's done. That was the funny one. Three kids, two kids, one kid, now seven match made in heaven, right? Cool little rhyme. Um, Now I had two men that were left, Aaron, and I go to this Christian church, right? And the Christian man, his name, I'm not fucking kidding you. His name is Jed Clark, and he's a Christian man. And I dated a man named Jed earlier in the year. You'll remember him. He has that aphrodisiac chocolate.
Hmm.
And then the last man that I just dated, his name is Clark, his surname. So the connection, Jed Clark, right? And then I went on to represent a Clark and I went, Superman, like I was mucking around. And
Is that so? That's the theme because you're in a booth at the moment doing this podcast. So yeah, okay, that's where the telephone booth.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay.
was funny. So the three men, and in that book, the Bible book, Luke's dad is born on the 11th of the 1st. And the last man, his daughter's born the 11th of the 1st. So there's that alignment, right? They actually know each other. Now, these two wouldn't even be aware that the dad and the daughter have the same date of birth, which is fucking freaky,
It is.
right?
Mm.
And his daughter's name is Eva, like Eve, and Rose, and I Rose as Aradia because both of these men knew me when I was Alicia, not Aradia. And then I switched my name, and the whole purpose of switching my name was to not be enmeshed and be independent of my father. And there you go, right? A father and a daughter, because my father's going to pass away, Aaron. At some point, my father's going to die. I need to learn to live without him. He's going to literally go up into the heavens, right? So I ended my relationship. And this is the thing people talk about, oh, you weren't in a relationship. If you're intimate with someone and you understand this, Aaron, because you're a man, you're not a boy and you're not a child. If a woman and a man are intimate, there's a relationship there because you're mixing sexual energy. There's still a transaction there. There's still some type of connection, and there was something where your paths crossed for a reason, right? So I left the last man, Clark, and then a woman contacted me. The woman and him are intimate with each other. And she legitimately had the same nail polish that I had in a photograph with Ivy and I. And I got this beautiful photograph done when her and I were free of domestic and family violence. And there in the photograph of her and him, she had the same nail color. And he was with this other woman. This is all sexually. And the woman had joined OnlyFans in August 2022.
This is the
And I
guy
wrote,
that you were in a relationship with. He was in a sexual relationship with other women. Is that what you're saying?
correct. Yeah, with these other women. It's his
Right.
job.
Okay. I'm going to interject here a little bit. And I hear what you're saying in regards to once there's a energy transaction when it comes to sex, you're not necessarily in a relationship. It's a sexual
Yeah, you're
relationship,
not.
but that's literally it. There's no emotional attachment. And
No, it's a
unfortunately,
transaction.
yeah, and some men, unfortunately, just see it as a physical thing. Like there's no emotional attachment because for them, sex is sex. Like, and they'll just move on to the next one because there's a part of them that wants a woman to save them. There's a part of it. That's it, where you've got the trauma, you've got the wounded masculine, where they just want a female to, in some aspects, either they want the female to save them or they want a female that they can control. And if it's a wounded masculine, they definitely want a female to control. And we know, and the listeners would know, that you are very much the woman that is not able to be controlled, which is fucking great,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
So, and then when you kind of realize that, yes, there's the relationship aspect or the emotional transaction of, just sex, you will find out that very quickly that he was closed off. It was just a physical thing. He's not open heart. He's not giving you any emotion. There's nothing. So that's very hard. And then obviously you'll find out that, he's having a sexual relationship with other women. And it's like the guy's just a fucking player, you know. And then you kind of have a look and you wonder why so many women don't like men. It's because you've got these fucking assholes out there that are literally just killed. They're boys, boys.
Aaron, you literally hit the nail on the head. And I just said that. And even when she contacted me, I said, I have nothing to say to you. Have him. I don't want a partner like that. Aaron, you can't build a kingdom with that,
Fuck no. Fuck no.
you
But the
know?
thing is, though,
And
he's
so,
he's also wanting to. He's not even wanting to build something. Like again, it's like for him, it's making him feel
yeah.
worthy just because he can get another chick in the sack. And
And it's
look, you know
just in
what?
that moment.
There's a lot of men out there who's going, oh, what are you talking about, Aaron? It's like, mate, at the end of the day, it comes down to you either have authenticity, integrity, you also have values, and you've got morals. If you don't have any of them, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you. But if you have those, there's no way you'll just become the player. There's no way that you're going out there just chasing the pussy all the time. And this is what
I
we've
know.
lost in this world is we've lost men that actually stand for something. Those men stand for
Aaron,
nothing. They will bend the
what you
knee. Sorry.
what you just said then is so spot on. And you know what I saw in that? Distraction by an addiction. Isn't it, Aaron?
Hmm.
It's an addiction. It's a sex addiction.
Yeah. Well,
And it's that,
it, it
you're not looking inwards.
no, definitely not looking inwards. The only thing that makes them feel good about themselves is, the sexual interaction with the opposite sex. It's
But then
part
you walk
of the,
away feeling empty.
although empty anyway. That's just
I
it.
know.
They're empty anyway.
Yeah,
So, when it comes to making them feel better about themselves, because if you have a look at the people that are around and the other men that they're around,
I
when all
know.
these other men are applauding you for, getting laid again, it's like, well, you fucking started. It's like, what? Is that something to celebrate?
Wow.
Body count is something to celebrate? No, it's not. That's why the world is so fucked up right now. That's why we are so easily manipulated and controlled because we're not
Because
looking
there's
at.
so much division.
Oh, 100% there is. 100%. And these men that are just going out there chasing the next chick to throw in the sack and to have sex with have never built anything. They're completely wounded and lost within themselves as men. And I absolutely guarantee you, when it gets to that point where they will be on their deathbed, they will have absolute regret because they haven't built
Yeah.
anything with that is meaningful. They've had no meaningful relationships, and some of them would obviously regret that they probably wanted a family, but they didn't want to own up to it because again, that's their vulnerability. And men don't want to show vulnerability because it's a weakness. It's not a fucking weakness. You showing vulnerability and not staying stuck in that is fucking strength. But a lot of men
So
don't see it.
interesting.
So,
So interesting you say that because that was what was key in that is Aaron, I took accountability for where I was wrong. And I said, I'm really sorry. And this is where I shouldn't have screamed at you. Because I screamed, you're the criminal and I'm a lawyer.
Oh my God.
which is like, well, you don't do that. You don't yell at someone, you know? And we were on different pages. We were never going to be walking side by side. And I knew that, which is why I said no
All right.
twice.
Here we go.
So
This is the
it's on
psychologist.
me.
Yeah. And that was the one thing I was going to ask you, the psychologist and me is coming out. What made you stay there knowing what you knew?
Well, I said no twice when he asked me out. I said yes the third time. And it's because I had empathy and I related to his story about suicide. And because he was
But
connected to a man,
yeah, but okay, I'm gonna pull you up on that, but you already knew. You knew it was a red flag.
I
You already
know,
knew, but yet you felt sorry for him. You knew
yes,
where this was going to go. So
correct.
knowing that now, like how do you feel about yourself knowing what you knew at the start, what you experienced in however many months it was, and until you said,
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. Like where are you right now with
So
regards to that?
so that was literally probably about a 1 or 2 week transaction. And within the 1 or 2 weeks, that was enough for me to say, nah, done and dusted. And how I felt about myself was I was actually really proud of myself that I didn't do something that landed me in a prison, a mental asylum, dead or killing him.
Mm.
And now, what I would do differently, Aaron, is I would have just given him a card to the Haven and I would have said, there you go. When you're ready, you can connect with men like Aaron, you can get medicine from people like Victoria, and you can access everything in the Haven where you can actually start doing the work on body, mind, spirit if you want to.
He would never get a male coach because he knows that he can get a female vulnerable. He can make a female vulnerable, which is his power. He just wants to be in control. He
Well,
wants to know
yeah.
he has power, and he had power over you. Hence, obviously with what happened in those couple of weeks. All right, so not only there's always a lesson in all of us. So, what would you say to other females that know as soon as they meet a guy, it's like it's a red flag, but, and they're always going to say, yeah, but, like
Don't
they
even make the buts. Like every single man that I've ever been with in my history, which you're consciously aware of, Aaron, and if listeners have been listening from start to finish, all of the men, apart from my child's father didn't have a criminal history. It happened after the fact. Every man that followed thereafter had some sort of infidelity or criminal history, or he was a cheater, or he had a pattern. So if you meet a man and there's a pattern, run for the fucking hills. Don't go there. Like just don't go there. Guide him to help so that he can break his own pattern. You're not his therapist.
mm,
They need therapists. And when women contact you that are connected to these men, don't entertain it. Block and delete them. And that's what I did when the man that was the younger one, the mother of his child, and he contacted me in the last 24 hours, and I said, I have no interest in engaging. I wish you both well. They're very young and not see you wouldn't want to be you, but essentially Aaron, 10 years younger, you're never going to be able to put an old head on young shoulders unless
mm.
they want to sit there and learn. And that's hours and hours and hours of study.
Oh, absolutely. And it also is uncovering your own shadow and your own demons and, working on yourself. All right, interesting one
It's
with
dedication.
100% it is. Yeah, and it's never an overnight. I mean, fuck, I've been on this planet for 56 years. And, when I started doing the work a good 10, 15 years ago, it's been an everyday thing. It's not something that
It's
is,
shit.
you're never going to perfect it.
Shit.
Never going to fucking perfect it. It's always an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing work. And every time you expand as a person, you're going to uncover more shit. There's more
Yeah.
challenges. Life's always going to throw a challenge at you. It's how you approach that challenge, how you either react to the challenge, how you overcome the challenge. That just gets better over time. But then you got
Yeah.
to look at it
You
and
learn
go,
resilience.
yeah, absolutely. And then you got to look at it and go, okay, well, why is there a repeat? Because, the energy you put out is the energy you get back. So why has there been a constant repeat in not only in your life, but also look at my circumstances as well. And I go, fuck, why is there the repeat? And I don't want to waste energy and time constantly asking that question, because if I do, then that stops you from doing the work. So I just need to keep moving forward.
I know.
So in your case, you know, with obviously, the experiences that you've had over the last, let's go to the last 5 years, like, and there has been a repeat in
Yep.
these things coming up. Like, what have you uncovered? Like, what do you feel is a part or a contributor to you having repeated like circumstances?
My attraction to men based on their physical appearance and going for yeah, just not looking at someone with depth and just being
Mm,
superficial. And now I look at it, Aaron, and I say, there's no way on God's earth I want that for my daughter. I don't want my daughter to mirror my life. And I don't want her to be surrounded by criminals. I don't want her dating anyone that is controlling or narcissistic or anyone that has any shade of black. I want the best for her. And so monkey see, monkey do, right? So
mm,
she will mirror me, which is why now I put her in the biggest bubble of protection that I possibly can and role model back to her, get up, go for the run, go to your classes, exercise, move the body, do your journaling, be a good person, and then all good things will come to her. If I look back at the last 5 years, mate, fuck, that's horrible. I don't want my kid around that. The kids are it's doing the weird thing again. The kids are the victim in it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right. So knowing what you know, knowing that there have been lessons there, what's the one thing that you need to tune into more so it helps you make those good decisions moving forward instead of the weakness of, seeing a jacked guy in front of you, the guy with tattoos, the guy with the chiseled abs, which,
Yeah.
granted, there's a lot of women that are attracted to that. And I know all women are attracted to that. But what's that one thing that you need to tune into more to stop that repeated habit?
I need to focus on myself and my daughter
Which you're
and
doing,
literally just,
but let's
yeah,
not bring your daughter in this equation, especially if you've got a guy in front of you who like there's just something off about him. There's a red flag, but yet you look at him, you go,
run.
holy fuck. What's that one thing that you need to constantly tune into? Because this is a lesson for everyone else as well.
Oh, so simple. Intuition. And say, I know this is not
Trust.
good for me and I need to walk away.
Trust
Yeah,
your
trust
intuition.
and the knowing, Aaron. Like if you're going to pick up alcohol, if you're going to pick up drugs, if you're going to pick up a cigarette, if you're going to pick up a gun, if you're going to go on a date with a man that has a criminal history, you can't say that you don't know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know where it's going to go. You need, like, I fucking knew. I mean, I didn't say no twice for no reason, did I, Aaron?
Nope.
So it's having that knowing that this is not the right thing to do. It's like every time I go to the pantry and I see, noodles there and I think that's a shit choice. Don't eat it. True?
True, true. Yeah, noodles is not great when it comes to nutrition. No, there's better choices out there, 100%. And it's not fucking chocolate. All right. So, in closing, though, what's a piece of advice for females that are listening to this, and let's even a piece of advice for men that know all they're doing is they're chasing the unemotional attachment to sex. Like, what's a piece of advice for females and a piece of
Yep.
advice for these men?
Oh my God, the best piece of advice I can give them is to literally work on like do a breakthrough with getting rid of anger, sadness, hurt, guilt, shame. Do daily journaling. And the one thing that I would absolutely say that's like an absolute non-negotiable um, is to really be consciously aware when you meet or see someone to say, am I repeating a pattern? Do they have similar characteristics of someone in my past? And then what they need to work on doing, particularly for people that mirror me, Aaron, is they need to say, I'm consciously aware that I have an anxious, avoidant attachment style, and they need to
Mm.
work on having healthy attachments. That's what they need to work on. So if you don't know what that is, please look that up on Google. All the resources are out there in the world. It's
Mm.
called healthy attachment. And a healthy attachment is what you and I have, Aaron. It's based on a level of respect, honesty, transparency. There's no yelling and swearing. It doesn't give you a headache. It doesn't cause trauma. And you're on an equal scale. Whereas an anxious, avoidant attachment is really toxic, really toxic.
I love that because there is so much attachment. If you have a look at like a lot of the victim mentality that's out there, a lot of the trauma stories that you hear, a lot of it will go back to the attachment style that each person would
Yes.
have. Yeah, it's incredible. All right,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. Didn't get into the storytelling, but we can leave that for another time.
Yeah, but we got the lessons out. And you know what,
100%.
Aaron? This is what I was saying to the young man and the young woman that um it's not about the names and numbers, Aaron. It's about the lessons that you get from your
Mm,
story.
mm.
And the lesson is make every single choice that you make in every moment of every day. Look at the healthiest choices, the healthiest food, the healthiest people, the healthiest mindset. Like on a frequency scale, look at all the high vibrational choices and move towards them. As soon as you notice, oh, that triggered me, and I want to say something hateful, don't do it. Don't
Absolutely.
do it.
Amen. Love it.
Amen.
Love it.
Aradia's men includes Aaron's.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for tuning in. And until we see you next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday.
thank you,
See you
Aradia.
next
Appreciate it.
Tuesdays. You see you next Tuesdays.
We will. Thank you guys. Love you all.